Well. It looks like we've got a little shenanigans going on over at several of the online review websites. Now, we know that during Captain Marvel, when the world came together to say this movie stinks, we don't want this movie, that Rotten Tomatoes changed its user review policy. Rather than just deleting them, they started requiring people to prove that they had seen the movie, maybe by purchasing if they had purchased through Flickster or their app, they knew that they at least bought a ticket, so it's like a verified review. By the way, they thought that this was some sort of own. I love it. I absolutely love knowing that the person whose review I'm reading actually saw that item or saw that movie. Or when I'm like looking on Amazon at buying like a stud finder, I like to see verified purchase next to their name. When I ask for reviews on Coffee Brand Coffee website, I'm like, must include photo of product, because I want people who are reading the reviews to know that the review is coming from someone who actually bought the product. It matters. And we also know, that Rotten Tomatoes seems to, at least has been alleged, there's been a lot of kind of like anecdotal evidence that they like to delete various reviews, things of that nature. Well, what if I told you that I just caught IMDB up to some shenanigans? Let's get into it after a really quick word from this video sponsor. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Kamikoto. That's right, Kamikoto makes Japanese steel kitchen knives using traditional techniques from Japan. Over 800 years of Japanese technology and expertise have gone into creating the steel that this knife has been meticulously handcrafted from, using techniques that date all the way back to the Edo period of Japan. Kamikoto only uses steel sourced from mills in Japan. Each knife comes in a beautiful, heavy-duty wood box. It makes sure that the knife is stored safely. Each knife is individually inspected and comes with a lifetime guarantee. These are knives that I personally own and use. I got a set through this promotion. Over Christmas, I used it to cut a beautiful brisket that I had made for the holidays, and cut ham and turkey and all sorts of things. Not only did it work flawlessly, but it was a talking point at the table. The knives felt like the perfect weight. They were perfectly balanced. And on top of all of this, just for you, my subscribers, you guys can get an additional $50 off any purchase you make with discount code THEQUARTERING. So click the link below and go to kamikoto.com/thequartering and use promo code THEQUARTERING to save an extra $50 today. Now, this morning we started to see some articles. The Lord of the Rings is getting review brigaded. It has a low score on Rotten Tomatoes, therefore it must all be from trolls. This is the only reasonable explanation for people not liking this billion-dollar masterpiece. Now, do I think that some people are overly negative about the show? Sure, I mean, that exists. I don't think the show is a 1 out of 10. I just don't. I don't think that that's being fair. I think you could make an argument, a real argument, I think, for it being a 4. Even if you're like a hardcore Tolkien, fan, a 3. But a 1, but likewise, it's not a 10 and it's not a 9, which we see plenty of those reviews on IMDb. Or did we? Let's take a look at The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. Currently has a 6.5 out of 10 review. Let's compare that to House of the Dragon. Has a 8.9 out of 10. By the way, I haven't even, I was not interested in this show, but the positive things people keep saying about it, I'm actually interested in maybe giving it a try. I pay for HBO Max anyway. I might as well do it. I was a real big Thrones guy for the first couple seasons and then kind of fell out of it. I was kind of out even before the disastrous last season. So I wasn't as I didn't feel as betrayed as many people did. But I'm 8.9 out of 10. People like it. And yes, it is strong, independent women who don't need a man everywhere in that show too. So we go to the IMDB ratings. I'm just comparing these for, to build my argument here. House of the Dragon has 43,000 10-star reviews. The show is highly unlikely to be a 10. Maybe? Is it The Wire? Is it Better Call Saul? Is it, that's spicy. But interestingly, it has, only a few 1 stars, 3,500. If we look at Lord of the Rings, this has 18,000. So far more people have left reviews, it would appear, for House of the Dragon. I'm sorry, this has 55,000. House of the Dragon has 77,000. Yeah. So 25,000 more people, or 20,000 more people have left reviews for House of Dragon versus this show, which is actually curious. Tells you something about viewership, doesn't it? 18,000, 10 out of 10s. The show is not a 10 out of 10. I have seen it. I have not seen House of the Dragon. So I can't say, oh, it's not a 10 out of 10. I can be, because if you watch any of my pop culture reviews, or I usually just review them on Twitter after I get out of the movie, I don't give 10s. Never do. I thought probably the closest to a strong 9, high 8s, strong 9s in the last couple of years was Pig and the Black Phone. Really liked them. Both movies though are my kind of movies. I like slow burns. I like sad movies. I like, if I told somebody, hey, what's the last good movie you saw? It was probably The Black Phone. I thought it was awesome. Or Pig, I thought was awesome too. But I know they're not everyone's kind of movie. So everyone has their own 10s, right? Even Tombstone, which is probably one of my all-time favorites, isn't a 10. It drags on too long. It could be a half hour shorter, and that would probably be the best movie of all time, in my opinion. Okay, the first Ghostbusters, that's a 9 out of 10. Okay, so I don't give 10s, because if you give a movie a 10, then that's like saying it's the best that ever was, and nothing would ever also be a 10. But that was a weird rant. But anyway, let's see what's going on here. Okay, so we have all these reviews. Nothing going on. 6.5 for that, 8.9 for this. But let's actually dial into the user reviews. What are people saying? Okay, so let's say I wanted to see a 1-star review. Here, I want to read the people who hate the show. There's a lot of them. One stars. Boring. It's not even close to promising. So disappointed. Shocking, bad, and boring. Okay, let's see the 2 stars. Mediocre for HBO. Gross. Boring. Historical soap opera. Don't believe the hype. Okay, how about a 3 stars? You get where I'm going? Okay, so I can see all of the reviews. Poor cousin of Game of Thrones. Who gave this a 10? Trouble is, it's just not original. Well, of course it's not. It's a prequel, right? I think. I mean, it's not. I mean, it is obviously playing off the Game of Thrones stuff, so of course it's not original. But okay, so I can see reviews from everybody. 4s, okay, right? How about let's see what some of the 1-star user reviews are on Lord of the Rings: Rings of Power. Oops, you're not showing any. That's interesting. Maybe there's this, I don't know, a glitch. Let's look at 2 stars. Also not there. How about 3-star reviews? Can I read any of those? Nope. Can I read a 4-star review? Nope. And you might be saying, oh, it's just glitched, right? The website's glitched. All right, we'll see. Can I see a 5-star review? Nope. I can't even read a review from somebody who gave it a 5 out of 10, which I think is a very fair score. Oh, it must be glitch, right? It must be glitch. Let's see, 6. Oh, I can read the 6s. Wait, did it just cut the ultra low and ultra high? Let's see, 10 stars. Those must be gone too. Whoops. Oops. 10s are there. 9s are there. 8s are there. 7s are there. 6s are there. 5s are gone. 4s are gone. 3s are gone. IMDB is compromised. IMDB is compromised. We know that the way these sites exist is through advertisers. And who are probably some of the biggest advertisers they have? Hollywood, movies, stuff like that. Suddenly, and by the way, I checked this last night, it was like that. Checked it this morning, it was like that. I check Twitter for any, hey, there's some weird thing going on with it. Nothing reported, no down reporting, nothing. Like, nothing. Seems to work for any other show I pick, too. Right? Game of Thrones Light. I can read all the negatives I want about House of the Dragon, but I cannot read them. And then, what if I wanted to look at, it's at a 36% audience score. Rotten Tomatoes actually looks like it shows them. Curiously, it's either 1 stars or 5 stars. What if I wanted to read critics? Why can't I read the critic reviews? Why can't I read the top critic reviews? Why do you suppose they're hiding those? No all critic reviews for Lord of the Rings. Top critics? No top critics. Why can't I read why can't I read how you came up to this score? You know why? Because Rotten Tomatoes is also compromised. And I've just shown you why. Like, this is absolute, like, there are other websites, maybe share them in the comment section down below where you believe that there are good, honest reviews. And look, I know that there are like bunk 1 out of 10 reviews, but I also am of the mindset, based on the data, that there are also bunk 10 out of 10 reviews. So they cancel each other out. When I'm looking at the 9s, 8s, 4s, 5s, and I want to read how they got there, why won't they let me do that? Is it perhaps they've been bought off? Is it perhaps part of Amazon's, we've got it all figured out? We've got an anti-troll device? I'll keep digging if you keep clicking that like button and clicking that red subscribe button down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.